if you never got your hammer, right? We do all those what if. One of the most influential stories that to me early on comic books was what if Thor had met Conan, right? And the whole experience takes place in Conan's universe, right? And Thor comes there and he's like reduced power, so he's not god power, right? Again, this is whatever. Whose world is that? Crom's world, right? And so, but he doesn't have his hammer, doesn't have any insight. He's just Thor. Pretty good strength. Like, you're still strong as hell. You're stronger than Conan. And initially they fight and they quickly become homies, which I was like, damn, I'm telling down with this because I love Thor and I love Conan. So nothing better than them two being like, yeah, we could kick it together. So they start kicking it, and Thor ends up assisting, Conan do something to save the world. I don't know what it was, right? But he's a hero. They go on adventuring. They get the mission done, and Thor dies. Because he's mortal in this world. He dies. And Conan, prays for him to Crom. And Crom don't typically be playing that. But because Thor was so heroic and such a badass warrior, Crom was like, I'm gonna return him to his world where he could be an immortal again. So this is like that's one of the first multiverse crossover. Like Marvel What If to me was killing it back in the day. So everybody gets it. Family Guy does it, right? One of my other favorite ones that's totally not immune to it, that walks into it as well, is of course South Park. And South Park did it pretty well when they did the whole gender swap. Literally South Park did a gender swap, right? They totally did a gender swap, and all the girls were reflective of the characters of the guys. But it wasn't just gender, it was also race. So you can kind of see that. Like Kenny and Cartman, right? We can see she's Kenny. Stan, I don't know who the middle girl, maybe that's Cartman. I guess they didn't make one fat. But so they totally changed the genders and the racial profiles of all the characters, right? And it made for really good TV to kind of see them watch it. So, and they even had the spooky fish. Way back in the day, they had a spooky fish episode, and essentially spooky ones had a goatee too. That was it. They were like, oh yeah, if you're evil, you got a goatee. So they definitely did that. They definitely put up the goatee, and they totally came in on that. So South Park has long been doing that, and I think even if I'm right, and I haven't watched a lot of it, but I'm gonna wager that Rick and Morty is kind of the same. And I don't, again, I'm not a fan. I haven't watched Rick and Morty, but just kind of doing a little research, it seems like Rick and Morty kind of flies into that same type of venturing between my universe and this universe, and the myriad of multiple changes that can exist within the universe. So multiverse is big. We've been sipping on multiverse tea forever since I was a kid, probably beyond that, in the earliest storytelling. So these are kind of the pragmatic look at the multiverse.